Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Washington Senators. We completed another outstanding season, going 95 and 59, and once again falling short of making the playoffs, due partially to an injury to Yogi Berra, which kept him out of the last few games of the season. Hopefully he'll be ready for opening day, but if he's out for another 6 to 7 months, it's going to be awfully close. And even though he had a bit of a down year, relatively speaking, we're a better team with him than without him. There's no question about that. I hope he gets better soon. This was really just one of those seasons where, again, and it happened 2 seasons in a row, right? The Yankees played out of their damn minds this year. And we just couldn't compete with that. We couldn't compete with another Triple Crown winner. Although technically, Eddie Robinson the other season didn't win the Triple Crown because he was a couple percentage points short of his teammates' batting average. All that is to say, man, Dave Ferris leading in pitcher WAR is kind of a shot to the gut, but I'm not that upset about it. We've got a pretty great pitching staff. And we're going to have a difficult time making this team better, to be honest with you. We've got great players at every position. I don't really have any significant weaknesses. I mean, depth is always great, and we could use a top-tier third baseman because Napris is getting older. And he's not the player he used to be. We also need to consider about Cecil Travis, although that's probably going to be Johnny Logan's job, not Boone Logan. I don't even think they're related. And Johnny did have a pretty solid year as our second baseman, and I'm hoping that he'll only get better with a bit more experience at second base. So how do we get better? I don't know. I really don't know. We do better as a few players played better, but at the end of the day, there's not huge gaping weaknesses that we have to replace. We just need a bit of a break, to be honest with you. Let's increase ticket prices. That'll show them. We just need a bit of a break. We need another team to do worse. That's what we need. We need some other team to start backing off and stop dominating. Because that is essentially the problem. And there isn't an easy solution to it. Other than just hoping that we get a few breaks that other teams don't. It's also worth noting we don't have any great rookies in the high minors. Gene Stevens is maybe an exception, but he's also still quite a ways away from even being a big contributor. And I just don't think he's there yet. He might be someday, but he's not there now. Yeah. Another unsung contribution to this team would be a full year of Elmer Vallo. Harry the Hat was a great player for us while we had him. But he's getting old, and he really contributed poorly this year. If Elmer Vallo can be the next Harry the Hat, that's all we want from him. The leadoff guy that makes the rest of the team work. We could use a bit more power, and a healthy Yogi Berra definitely helps with that problem. And I do think we need to start investigating an upgraded backup catcher. There's nothing wrong with Jim Hegan or Ralph Houck, but neither one of them are all that exciting or all that good even. So we'll see what happens this season. We will see what happens and what we can acquire to make ourselves a bit more competitive. But I mean, we had 3 pitchers with more than 7 wins above replacement. Maybe even 4, hell. Yeah, look at big loser Harvey Haddix, who only had 5 wins above replacement. Yeah, our pitching staff is real good. Is the big takeaway here. I wonder if Harvey is going to continue our streak of rookies of the year. If we look at awards and we'll look at AL award winners. Is Rookie of the Year not here? No, it is. Huh. I guess we've only had 5 of them. I thought we had more. I'm also not sure that we have 5. I don't think I can take credit for Gene Woodling because I think that was the season before I took over. Let's find out. Yeah, that was the year before I took over. So I can't take any credit for Gene Woodling, but still. So, for right now, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump forward a bit. And we're going to let some things happen and then see where we get. Yes, you're correct. Sorry, Yogi. Not intentional. Not trying to make you mad at me or want to murder me or anything. Let us proceed up to probably Hall of Fame voting. There's not really reason to stop before then, in all honesty. Gene Steinbrenner wants to be the GM of the Guardians. I'm certainly not going to stop you. I'm going to wish you the best of luck, and I will find a replacement. Who are you the GM for? Oh, you know, I was misreading these. Wait, no, I wasn't. Huh. Anyway, though, I think Carlos Flores would be a solid choice. Let's do it. Let's see how Gene Steinbrenner does. No relation, by the way. I don't think he's any relation to George or anything like that. Oh boy, a Reliever of the Year award in the minors. I definitely care about that. Let's see. A Gold Glove for Stan Musial. Nice. Wait, really? Can I just give you an extension, please? Okay, I can. Good. So, Silver Slugger for Harvey Haddix. That's exciting news. He did have a great season, legitimately. And then Larry Doby got a Silver Slugger as well. Perfectly understandable. Very pleased to see that. I wonder how close we came to getting a Mikey Smith award. Like, I would be shocked if we don't have at least 2 of the top 3 spots. That's interesting. Why the hell did Hiram Bythorn get so many votes? He had a great season. Damn it. When you have 3 pitchers that are 7 wins or better, and only 2 of them even get any votes. Yeah, whatever. Fuck the Yankees. Wow. Stan Musial gets 5th? I mean, yeah, I'm not that surprised. Willie Mays led the league in WAR for his 2nd consecutive season. Alas, we don't all have such amazing opportunities. Did it get... Yeah, it got reset to OSA when I looked at that coach. My friend is really badly trying to play Mountain Blade 2, and he's not having any success. I'm always going to offer you more money. Like, I'm not saying they'll never get promoted. It's just, I like the coaching staff I have now. Wow, the Pirates just really want one of my coaches, and they can't have them. I must hoard all of the good coaches. Okay, and let's go up to Hall of Fame voting. This is going to be a short off season. There's really not much I need to do. Let's start with the first year players. Mel Amata, are you delusional? That's not happening. Just as non-delusional is Dick Bartell. He's a pretty solid choice. Easy choice. There's no way he doesn't make it in. Cy Blanton, I'll come back to you. Gimpy Brown, you gotta love the nickname, and you gotta love the fact that he has more than 300 wins. That's a pretty easy choice. Joe Cronin, good year for shortstops. Easy choice. Adam Komorowski, also easy choice, but in the opposite direction. He's just not good enough on a ballot with so many other more deserving players. I was thinking of first year players. I will come back and grab some of the others. Don Hurst is an interesting player here. 300 homers and almost 2,500 hits. Got an MVP and 7 All-Star appearances. That's borderline to me. I'm not saying he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but I'm also not saying he's definitely not a Hall of Famer. I have so many spots, I think I will vote for him, but it is somewhat borderline in my eyes there. 3,000 hits for Buddy Meyer. He won 3 World Series trophies. Done. Easy choice. Al Simmons is garbage. I'm joking. He might well be one of the best offensive players in Major League history. He is a good player, in other words, and deserves to be a Hall of Fame. We have an unusually high number of possible first ballot Hall of Famers. Like, I think there's no fewer than 4 that are going to basically waltz in. Maybe even 5. That's pretty bonkers, in my opinion. And no chance for Dixie Walker. Okay, going back up to the top. Any 10th year guys. I'm not going to bother on Babe Fothergill. He's not going to make it. Same for Goose Goslin. Same for Red Ruffing. So running for them doesn't matter, even if I think that they are worthy otherwise. Where is Woody English? Here he is. He's an easy choice. I think he's going to get screwed, though, because there's 2 all-universe shortstops on this roster. I don't think he's got a great chance to get in, but anything could happen. Pitching-wise, I'm going to vote for Pat Malone. I don't think it's going to matter, but I'm going to try it. We're still in an era where wins and losses matter way too much in determining if a pitcher's going to make it, so whatever. I'll vote for Willie Cam out of sentimentality, but not because he's going to make it, because he's not. Whit Wyatt, I don't think so. I don't think Whit Wyatt deserves it, not based on the record he compiled. Red Ruffing is just not good enough and wasn't good enough for long enough, so I'm not really enthused about that. Mel Ott, this is what happens if Mel Ott doesn't play in the Baker Bowl for a lot of his career, right? Because he didn't have the extra few hits that really would have pushed him over the top. I don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy in this timeline. I don't. I think he falls a fair bit short, actually. Oh, the standard set by players at his position. If he made it in, I wouldn't be upset about it, but I just don't think he deserves it, all things considered. Chick Hayfie, he's a lot like Mel Ott. I don't think he is all that great either. I'm going to vote for Lou Fonseca. I've always had a soft spot for players who hung on defensively, even though they probably shouldn't have, in an era before spring training. Or not spring training, DH. Rick Farrell, not a long enough career, and too similar to Mickey Cochran, who is also in this timeline, not a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I don't really see anybody else that I can really get hot and bothered about. So I'm just going to go ahead and vote, and then we'll see what happens. But there could very easily be 5 first-time players here. Bartel, Brown, Cronin, Meyer, and of course, Al Simmons. I do think Don Hurst deserves it, but I think with the rest of this ridiculous ballot, I don't think he's going to make it, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Let us quickly check something, actually. I want to check the leaderboards, and I want to see how Al Simmons compares to other players historically. Holy shit, Jimmy Fox is going to get 5,000 hits. That's, oh my god. That's bonkers. Like, he's still active. He's still playing at a high level. Man, I mean, I don't think he's going to get to 5,000 hits, but he's easily... Like, just look at this shit. He's worth almost over 170 wins above replacement. Like, Jimmy Fox is clearly, like, the greatest baseball player in the history of baseball. I don't even think it's close, because I remember Ruth didn't even break 150 WAR. Oh, no, he did just. Like, I'm just looking at this, and I am agog at how fucking incredible Jimmy Fox has been. Damn, son. Yeah, Jimmy's gonna get 600 homers, I think, without question. Man. And it's legit, too. Like, if you look at Jimmy Fox's real-life career, he's an Inner Circle Hall of Famer. But this Jimmy Fox is that, but better. And it's like, it just blows my mind. My mind, she has been blown. Like, Al Simmons had an incredible career and is just barely top 20 in Major League history. If that doesn't tell you how freaking amazing our teams have been, I don't know what will. How Al Simmons can have over 4,000 hits and still look like a chump compared to Jimmy Fox it's cuckoo bananas, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Conversely, I think you'll note that pitching isn't quite as dominant in our timeline as opposed to the real life one. Like, when it comes to 300 game winners, I don't think we have that many. Oh no, we actually have a shit ton of 300 game winners. I'm joking, never mind. Poor George Van Haltren. He's just not Hall of Fame material, I guess. Damn, son. Anyway, let's go ahead and sum up to the draft. And we're looking for best player available at this point. Like, it's going to take a lot to crack the opening day roster unless you're a third baseman. Man, look at the top of this class. Ernie Banks and Al Kaline. That's a pretty incredible start. But again, I think this draft is going to be fairly top-heavy. Like a lot of them have been up to this point. So that is a consideration for sure. Scouting. So I'm going to go ahead and auto pick, and we'll see who's left when I do pick. So there isn't a third baseman. There is no third baseman. There is Jack Shepard. And as young catchers go, I could certainly do worse. And I do want a little bit better quality in case Berra gets hurt again. But I think the best choice might be to grab one of these outstanding relievers and strengthen the bullpen. So I think we're going to take Jerry Lane. If Shepard is still around in the second round, he's not. I was about to say I was going to take him. Oh God, this is like a perfect storm of suck in terms of these infield prospects. Like, I really want a decent infielder, but there just isn't one. I mean, I'm going to take the young guy and hope that he has a big kick up. Johnny O'Brien has no arm. I'm not moving him to third. Like, I guess I could take a chance on Billy Consolo and hope that he figures out how to hit. So I think I'll do that. And then I might even just let my owner or my, you can take Dick Tomanek. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let everybody else, you can just pick whoever you want now. We're going to be picking at the bottom half of the draft now. And we're getting to the point where the drafts are still going to be pretty top heavy. Like, we didn't find a starter in this draft. With the possible exception, of course, of Jerry Lane. Is he the guy I wanted? I thought I wanted someone else. No, I did want Jerry Lane. Okay, I think I was saying somebody else's name. Oh, something somebody reminded me of. I need to take a quick look. There were people we drafted that were supposed to be hitters that we didn't convert. Also, I didn't check to see if there were any great hitters in this draft, so that might be an oversight on my part. I want my short list. Did I not shortlist them? That's okay. I can get there by looking at history, was one, draft history. Yeah, I think Johnny Rutherford was one of them. No, he wasn't. I don't think it was Bud Harden either. Ron isn't very good. You're not very good. I wonder if that was actually referenced to, or maybe it was a previous draft. Nope. Nope. No. Or maybe that was the other franchise. That was the OOTP franchise for the Pirates that had some great hitters that were actually supposed to be pitchers. Or great pitchers were supposed to be hitters, sorry. Oh well. Let us go ahead and sign up to the Rule 5 draft now. Eddie Bachman isn't terrible, but he's already 32 and hasn't had a major league career. I don't think I'm the team to be taking a risk on that. Jackie Tobin is borderline, actually. But maybe we can do even better, right? Maybe we can turn over, like, a couple of relievers to get a great third baseman. George Kell is not a very good third baseman, but he's a very good hitter. And it's not like his big issue, a lack of range, is crippling for a third baseman in this era. Like, Kell's big issue is that he just hasn't played. I mean, I'll take a look and see if there's somebody better. Ooh, Bob Kennedy is arguably better. Bob Kennedy is both a good third baseman and a reasonably good hitter. Luis Olmo isn't good enough at playing at third. If I want a hitter, George Kell is a solution. George Kell is an excellent hitter who's just never been given regular playing time. If I want somebody more well-rounded, it's Bob Kennedy. Although Bob Kennedy's offensive ceiling isn't quite as high. I've got a feeling Kell is going to be an easier get, but let's start with Bob Kennedy. I mean, you're not even trying to make this hard, are you? I can give you a good reliever and get Bob Kennedy. I give you Bill Bevins and get Bob Kennedy. I think Bevins is a little bit too valuable, but I would certainly consider giving up Negre here. Okay, so I can get Bob Kennedy for a pretty cheap price. Now let's talk about George Kell. I can get George Kell for practically nothing. That is significant. Like, I know George Kell isn't a great third baseman. I know he isn't. But his bat will play. He just can't break through and get regular playing time. But Bob Kennedy is clearly a better all-around player. Now, you might say, why don't you take both? And that's definitely a possibility. But if I'm going to invest in George Kell, I want him playing every day. I want his bat, essentially. Maybe we take the all-around guy and Bob Kennedy. Kell can't play. No, he can only play third. He'd probably play first base, sorry, but I've got one of those. Wait, Bob, are you even a good third baseman? You've actually been an okay third baseman over your career. Although you are trending in the wrong direction, you've actually been okay. But I find it odd that he's getting 500 plus at bats, a league average offense at third base, and it's not good enough to move the needle. Like, if he's not hitting at an extremely high level, he's just not very good, and I'm confused by that. I'm going to take George Kell. He's cheaper, and he offers a lot more upside. And plus, I can get him for nothing, which is always exciting news. There we go. Like, keep in mind, Nat Reyes isn't an otherworldly third baseman either. He's just been right around league average. So it's like we're hurting the team by adding a clearly superior hitter. I feel pretty good about that trade. I feel pretty good about it. Like, I genuinely don't know what Boston is doing here. Just not playing him. But it's like Ted Kluszewski, right? There's just something about certain players where they decide not to play them. Although in his case, Kluszewski is blocked. Who's Boston's third baseman? Okay, you're fucking kidding me. Oh, Billy Goodman is their third baseman. Respect the bat. Not a good enough third baseman, in my opinion. I think he's actually hurting the Red Sox. But that helps me, because they're in the same conference as me. Okay, let's just wrap up the Rule 5 draft real quick. There's nobody here I really want any piece of. Clint Hartung wouldn't be a bad choice to get a little bit of pop off the bench. Actually, oh dear, I'd be bringing him back. He'd hate me for that. Actually, I kind of like that idea. We don't have a ton of power off the bench. So actually, I will actually Rule 5 draft Clint Hartung. That actually does make sense. Plus, he's the Hondo Hurricane. Who says no? And then I'm just going to go ahead and instantly say complete. Ah, right. Senators. Alright, let's go ahead and simulate up to Hall of Fame voting. Let's just see who makes it. I mean, I don't need bad relievers. I do like Darryl Spencer, though. I'm pretty happy with second base the way it is, but he's a pretty versatile guy. I don't want Earl Henry, though. Ah, never mind then. I don't want your crappy pitcher. So that's a no for me. I said it. There were 5 first rounders, and all 5 of them made it. And Don Hurst came really, really close. I think Don Hurst might make it quite soon, and I think Woody English is going to get there also. I'm less sanguine about Pat Malone's chances, though, since he's barely over 50%, and it's already year 6 for him. But we'll see what happens. I'm just going to go up to spring training. I don't really see a need to stop and do anything else. Oh no, anyway. Alright. Let's go ahead and let's just start throwing some guys up for some reps in the majors. And you can set things up however you like, as can you. I'll live with that. I'm not that annoyed by that particular permutation of baseball players. Oh no, anyway. Okay, let's get setting up the roster. First of all, Yogi's going to make opening day, which is excellent news. Ralph Hook, you're just not good enough to the minors with you. I currently have 18 pitchers. I really only need 11. So let's find the crappy ones and dispose of them. Strinkovich. I'm going to go ahead and waive Chambers because I genuinely don't think anyone's going to take him off of me. You can be waived. Phil Payne, Tom Morgan, and Jerry Lane all go to the minors. How many pitchers they give me now? I'm down to 12. I really don't need Andy Lapahuska, if I'm honest with you. I'm going to try to trade him and see what I can get for him. Really just looking for prospects. Apples, I'm going to waive you, and if you get claimed, you get claimed. But Ron Negre is going to get the last pitching spot here. Okay. I'm going to leave the rotation how it is. I don't really see any need to change that at all. And I kind of like the... Wait, Clint Hartung is also a pitcher? Huh. Okay. I wasn't really expecting that, but I'm good with it. And the rest of that all looks fine. I'm not going to mess with any of this. Still need to dispose of 2 players. Dispose sounds awful, like I'm like taking them up back and shooting them. I'm not doing that. Jeff Cross, you are waived. As is... I don't need this many outfielders. And I kind of like having Tommy O'Brien, but then again, Elmer Vallo is not a terrible hitter, but I think it's a worthwhile platooning him. I think 6 outfielders is fine. I seem to find a different... Yeah, Bobby Rom, you get demoted. Okay. Batting ratings. The very best hitter, pound for pound, on this team is Dan Musial. That's it. That's the tweet. Yogi is the second best. He hits cleanup. And Ted Kluszewski is the 5th best. So he hits there. Larry Doby should either bat 2nd or 6th, and I think 2nd makes more sense because it gets him more at bats. And of course, our good pal Elmer Vallo leads off. Batting 6th, we have Johnny Logan, then George Kell, and last but certainly not least, Cecil Travis. Pinch hitters, we have Bob Addis, Nap Reyes, Tommy O'Brien, and Clint Hartung. I have no good base runners at all, so we just won't have any. We won't have any pinch runners. Jim Hegan is going to be backing up at catcher. Backup at first base will be Nap Reyes. Backup at second will be Neil Berry. Knapp will be backup at third. And is John Sullivan an okay shortstop? I mean, he's not a not okay shortstop, but Berry is... No, they're actually the same. It doesn't really matter. Let's just pick Sullivan because someone has to do it, and then that'll get us a nice mix. Sullivan and Berry there. Bob Addis backs up in center. And Clint Hartnong backs up in left. Tommy O'Brien in right. And then Hartnong backs up there, and O'Brien backs up there. There you go. There's a certain value in resting Berra a bit more frequently so he doesn't get hurt again. But I can't afford his bat out of the lineup any more than he already is getting taken out of the lineup. So we're just going to deal with that. And I'll tell you what, I know Tommy O'Brien has been decent for us in the past, but he had a really bad year with the bat. I think I'm going to bench him for now and let Valo actually try playing every day and see what happens. We're a very left-handed lineup. Very, very left-handed, and that's going to be an interesting problem going forward to solve. Okay, that is everyone. Let's go ahead and advance to opening day. I hate the Yankees. Literally every person who roots for a baseball team that is not a Yankees fan. Oh, obviously the Astros are getting a bit of unpleasantness. I'm going to crash your waiver wire, and I'm going to see what kind of players are available. Man, wouldn't Hank Greenberg be like the ultimate bench guy? I thought it said Hank Steinbrenner. I'm like, that sounds wrong. And it turns out I was right. Matt, Clint Conister might be a little bit better, but that's fine. Like, getting Hank Greenberg would be such a weird flex. Like, I don't even know what we do with him, other than just bring him on to pinch hit every now and again. I really don't need him. So I'm going to regretfully pass up on the opportunity. All right. Damn. There is a site to make every Cubs fan, like, punch their computer monitor. Of all teams to end up on, Ernie Banks ends up on the Cardinals. Yikes. Mr. Cub is now Mr. Cardinal. It's curious, by the way, they rate him as basically don't bother at shortstop, which is probably the right play. Because I don't remember him classically being a very good shortstop. I say remember. I mean, he stopped playing well before I was born. But I don't remember him having the very best of offensive reputation or defensive reputations at shortstop. If you're an older Cubs fan or just happen to have watched like a lot of baseball videos or something, please correct me if I'm wrong. But that was never why people loved Ernie Banks. They loved him because he was an incredible hitter and had infectious enthusiasm that everybody loved. So we'll see how things go for him. All right. Let's go ahead and simulate some baseball games. We're going to be without Yogi Berra, I think. Oh, no. He's only going to be out 2 more days. So Jim Hegan's going to get the first couple appearances. But then it's all Yogi all the time. I have a spring training invite. No, I don't, do I? Oh, so I do. Okay. Cool. I completely forgot that he was even a rookie. Everybody cleared waivers. I'm not surprised. And goodbye, Andy. Someone else wants to play you, then that's fine, but that's not me. Okay, player development. I'm really looking more for signs that players are doing worse than players are doing better. Simmons is Pitcher of the Month. So Elmer Vallo being dog shit is not encouraging. And Johnny Logan and George Kell are equally suffering, but the heart of the order is doing what it's meant to be doing. Yeah, Elmer's gonna figure his shit out. I feel pretty strongly that that's gonna take care of itself. And yeah, it's way too few appearances to judge any player, really. Damn, son, 20 walks? You're getting a walk a game. That's pretty sexy. There's obviously more offensive upside to be had here, but for right now, I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna be too irritated or too upset. Let's keep on keeping on. Ooh, quality outings. I don't think I've ever gotten that one before. 13 consecutive quality starts. Good job. Don Newcomb is getting a tiny bit worse, but not like he's like the worst player ever now. Elmer Vallo is even better at drawing walks now because of course he is. Dick Tominick adding heat to his fastball is always a good sign. I mean, I don't blame the Dodgers, and boy, did I dodge a bullet here. Remember when I could have drafted Pat Siri like 3 different times and I kept saying no? Right call. Like, he's been a very mediocre player. So that's a pretty solid choice on our part. Here we go. This is more along the lines of what I expected. What's your issue, Big Nuke? Nukey boy. Your walk rate has spiked. That's interesting. Like, it was bound to go up, right? Relative to last season. And you're also just getting hit a bit more often. I mean, honestly, I think this is just bad luck. And that you'll sort it out. But it is somewhat disconcerting that you're not pitching as well as you had in the past. But it's whatever. I'm not going to complain about it. All right. Arnold Carter. I need you to pitch less, my guy. How about you avoid high leverage for a while? Or let's use Ron Man here more often. Thanks. Oh, it said Batman, fashion shutout. I was like, damn, son. But no. But no. All right, let us proceed up to the All-Star game, really. Okay. That's a dick move game. I don't like it, and I want you to stop. Okay? This is what having all these relievers is for. Because I can't, like, I cannot just plug in Bill Bevins. Like, in the past, I would have done it. But we're actually leading the division now. I can't afford to lose ground, and I quite frankly don't trust Bill Bevins to fill in anymore. So we're going to take a quick look at the trade block and see if there is a starting pitcher. Hi, Jim Bagby Jr. Would you like to become a Washington Senator? Oh no, don't ask me for Bill Bevins. I'm mortified. I'll never replace him. Gone. And then I just pick Jerry Lane. That sounds good. Welcome to... Oh. Do any of you have, like, at least a little bit of stamina? It's fine. I'll figure it out. Do I have someone here that could be a starter? Not really, other than freaking Hartung, of all people. I could just have to hope I don't need an emergency starter. And if I do need one, I can just trade for them. That is actually a pretty big thing. I would like to trade Arnold Carter, please, and try to get a starting pitcher. Like, I'm not even looking for, like, the greatest starting pitcher in recorded history. I'm looking for one who can start if people get injured, and Red Embry is currently the winner. Yeah, we'll take Red Embry. Again, this is for the very specific role that Embry has, which is if someone gets hurt, you can start games. And I won't be too annoyed by that. Man, fuck the Yankees. Everyone hates the Yankees, or at least they should. Alright, who are we losing, and who do we wish to keep? Minor leaguers, you all stay. Oh, Ozzy Orwell. Whatever. Your name isn't even real. Yeah, I mean, our hitting coach is pretty amazing. And we've had one of the better offenses in the majors every year. I see no reason to move on from him, especially when we've already got really strong chemistry. I'm not going to move on from a coach if I don't have a ready-made replacement or somebody who would at least be better. Eric Hunt, I guess I can keep you. I don't really feel strongly one way or the other, but I do know that if I don't keep you, I might get someone worse. No, I am going to look. I'm at least going to look and see if we can get somebody better. Okay. No, I don't want your bad relievers. I have plenty. I am awash in relievers, my dear friends. I do not lack for relievers. Okay, Jim Bagby made the All-Star team. I bet Kurt Simmons would have made it if he'd been healthy, but Haddix made it, and Hutchinson made it, and Vern Law, and Yogi Berra, and Larry Doby. So pretty great, right? Pretty great. Like, Look, it's not Stan Musial's fault that he happens to play in the exact same league as Hugh Devers, but I still prefer Stan, and I always will. He is my hero. We could use a bit more pop, but again, I'm not really that bothered by it. Like, we're already getting a pretty good deal out of George Kell. He could be a little bit better, and I think he will be better with a little bit more experience, but I'm happy the way he is right now. Like, he's even a better than average third baseman, and that's just, like, lovely gravy. Johnny Logan looks pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with the way things look right now. All right. Nice work, Larry Doby. Okay, Doby is playing out of his bloody mind, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't really feel the need to call anybody up. Let's just go right to the... Now, an important consideration right now. We are barely in first place. Barely. And I don't know how we can honestly push the team to get us over the top. Like, short of getting like an all-world second baseman or an all-world third baseman, I just don't see a way to upgrade significantly. But I'm gonna look. No second baseman. And no third baseman. Okay, I looked. Let's continue. That actually surprisingly hurts. All right. Let us try to find a new outfielder. I mean, Gene Stevens has the discipline down. I don't think he has anything else, though. I'm going to trade Tommy O'Brien and see if that piques anybody's interest. I'm looking for good contact and good on-base skills. That is what I would like from my outfielder. Because if it just comes down to I have good on-base skills, I've already got one of those. Ideally, I'd like a more well-rounded player. Jim Russell, no. 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 I'm going to guess Buster Adams. But no. I'm just going to see if I can get anybody decent, just so I can get rid of Tommy O'Brien at this point. Not really. I'm going to call up Gene Stevens. I mean, he's the best of the options that were set before me. I don't know that I want him leading off, but I don't know that I have a better choice. I mean, I guess Cecil Travis could lead off. He's not the worst choice. We'll try it anyway. Ray Boone is not very good. I'd rather just keep the guy I've already got. Then again, of course, you could injure my third baseman. Which all of a sudden makes Ray Boone a much more attractive choice. And what am I giving up for Ray Boone? Kareem will never be very good. Tom Morgan is admittedly a pretty good reliever. What if I drop Morgan? You'll do it just for Joe Kareem? Done. And then Ray Boone will be my new starting third baseman. Okay. Finished. Now, see, the big issue here is that we're actually playing the Yankees and we're losing. We've got to win these head-to-head matchups if we're actually going to have a chance at winning the pennant. Because that, I think, is what's going to determine whether we make it or whether we don't. Okay, we can have George Kell back. How has Ray Boone done in the interim? He's done fine. I think... Yeah, I kind of like Boone's power. That makes him a little bit more versatile than Kell. So I'm going to make Kell the primary backup and add Kell as a pinch hitter over O'Brien. And we're just going to copy that over. Because the thing I have to consider, though, is that I'm not going to be able to add Boone to the postseason roster if we make it that far. So that's an important consideration, too. Okay, we get Kurt Simmons back. That is amazing news. And you're going to be emergency starter, long reliever. Kurt's just too good. I can't bench him. I mean, I guess I could bench Hutchinson. I mean, I could also go to a six-man rotation, but to be honest, I want the very best pitchers pitching all the time. So let's just continue for right now. We can follow back. Oh, they're all coming back at the right time, friends. They're all coming back. Come back, Elmer. We love you. Done. Yeah, even though Elmer Velo's not having an amazing season, I think he's having a good enough season, and I trust him a bit more than an unproven rookie. Raffensperger, you traitor. Boom! We did it. We freaking did it. You know, for a minute I was going to say, wow, this is a terrible draft class. Oh. Heck, that guy's pretty good. That guy's pretty good. That guy's pretty good. That guy's pretty... Yeah, it's actually a really good class. Yeah, this is a pretty good class. Like, there are legit Hall of Famers in this, as well as really great players that had great careers. Except for Joe Cunningham. I've never heard of that guy. But the rest of them are really, really good. All right, playoff roster time. As predicted, I have to leave Boone off, which is fine. And let's see how the World Series goes, friends. Do I want to re-juggle my rotation? Like, Fred Hutchinson clearly had a down year relative to his past performance. Whereas Harvey Haddix was outstanding again. I do think Hutchinson gets left out in the cold because I like Haddix better. The question is, do I like Bagby better? I think I'm fine with this rotation, actually. So here we go. We win the first game. Awesome. Kurt Simmons. Boom. We do lose narrowly. Didn't I have Warren Spahn? Like, I remember drafting him or trading for him. Wow, really, Brooklyn? You had him and then you just let him go on waivers? That's disappointing for you. There goes Newcomb. I don't mind letting Hutchinson pitch. I probably should have, but here we are. Kurt Simmons, my man, gets it fucking done. Gets it done. Look at that. World fucking Series. That's the good stuff. Look at Stan turning it on in the playoffs. Our offense wasn't that great. Except for Ted Kluszewski, who was phenomenal. Other than Stan Musial, our offense wasn't that great. No, actually, it was actually really good. But we got incredible pitching performances. Not the least is Kurt Simmons. I mean, he gave us 2 exceptional starts, and yes, we barely won one of them, but that wasn't his fault. Actually, I guess it was kind of his fault. Oh, man, that feels good. $97. wins and the World Series. What a season. What a season. I was starting to worry that I'd lost my touch. Nope. A dust devil has retired. Tragedy. Well, I think Bill can just be promoted right the way up to AA. Or AAA. My pal Ep here is pretty okay. He can be promoted. And Bill J. Evans can be that pitching coach. Let's find ourselves a new team trainer, shall we? I feel like either Victor Montoya or Tim Kimball are the best choice. No. Terry Moore isn't exciting, but he's only not great at one thing, which is back injuries. And although back injuries are never great, that's much better than a leg injury or an arm injury, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with it. And then we do need a fresh new pitching coach. Vince McElroy. There's no way he signs with us. It's just not going to happen. All right, let's talk about this incredible season. How did people do? Larry Doby, you just constantly repay my faith in you. You led the league in home runs after only hitting 30 once before. Man. Look at you, dude. You constantly just seal in for me that I made the right choice when I drafted you. Like, Stan had a down year and was still amazing. Obviously, I'd like him to play a little bit better, but I'm not going to complain at all whatsoever. Yogi was healthy, and that's the most important thing. One of the most common things you hear about sports is the most important ability is availability. I don't think it's necessarily true, but Yogi got the job done again, if maybe with a tiny bit lower of a ceiling than he's given us in the past. Just a skosh worse than he has been previously. But still a very solid catcher. Ted just keeps being Ted. I still think he's holding out on us with his power. And I think he's got 40 homers in that bat somewhere. But I'm not going to complain at all when he's as productive as he has been. Ray Boone was a great little grab for us. I honestly think Ray Boone is a key reason why we made it. The end may be near for Cecil Travis. He's still decent, and I don't have a better replacement, but it's worth pointing out that he's not the player he used to be. Johnny Logan had a pretty solid season. Elmer Valo was a bit disappointing. The man brought the walks, and the man scored his runs, but he wasn't as dynamic as I was hoping. I hope we get a little bit more out of him next season. But yeah, this was a really good group. And I do think George Kell ended up being the right decision. Even if he did get benched because of his injury. I still think we got a very productive season out of him, and I am pleasantly surprised. Let's look at the pitching, because I have the feeling pitching is why we are where we got. First of all, there's Vern fucking Law. who just decides, I'm not going to walk anybody ever again. Harvey Haddix, who just does what he did his rookie season. A bit of a dip for Don Newcomb. That is somewhat disconcerting. His numbers weren't super far off from 1952. But at the end of the day, he just wasn't quite as good. Not quite. But let's be real, he's still awfully good. Kurt Simmons, if you would have given me 30 starts, I think you would have won a Cy Young this year. You just keep getting better and throwing harder, and I am all for it. The walk rate is a concern, though. That is a distant concern. No, it's not. I read that first digit as a 3. That's a 2. His walk rate is phenomenal. He's everything I want in a pitcher and more. Brilliant. Clint Hartung probably should not have been pitching as much as he did. He wasn't a very good hitter either, so maybe don't keep him. A shout out to Jim Bagby. Even though he didn't end up making a big impact in the playoffs, we don't make the playoffs without him stabilizing the rotation after Kurt Simmons got hurt. And now we've got just a load more depth and quality that I really appreciate. Jim Sachecki is excellent, and Ronnie Gray proved that he is worthy of being called excellent as well. Oh, we did it, my friends. We absolutely did it. Look at that. Now, we only get 2 more seasons with the Washington Senators. 2 more or 1 more? No, 1 more. Right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I get 1 more season with them. So we're going to see if we can repeat. And we'll be talking about who I'll be joining next at the end of this season. At the end of this coming season. But, this is one of my best, low-key, best ever runs in this version of the game. At least since I left Pittsburgh. All those first few years in Boston were pretty great, too. But it's definitely my best in a long time. Remember, before 1951, I hadn't won more than 90 games in a season since 1932. So it had been almost 20 years since I'd won 90 games with a team. And it had been 29 years since I'd won the World Series. And hell, it had been 24 years since I'd even gone to the World Series. Nope, my math's terrible. 22. LOL. 21. Final answer, 21. So, I'm hoping that's going to earn me Manager of the Year. But most importantly, flags fly forever. And we've done good work. We have done good work. That'll conclude this episode, though. I hope you all are enjoying this series. And I hope you'll enjoy next week as well. I really hope we can make it back-to-back. To end on the highest of high notes. But we'll see what happens. Until next time, though, this has been Avguardian. Thank you for watching. And I bid you